If a person covers his head with his own hand, he's no longer considered bareheaded. But this does not permit him to walk the 4 cubits outside in the open. This does, however, allow him to walk indoors. This doesn't allow him to recite blessings or verses of prayer. If he were to pull his sleeve down over his hand and cover his head that way, technically this is a proper head covering. This can be used in a situation where someone's kippah blows off his head and needs a temporary solution to cover his head until he puts the kippah back on. If someone uses another person's hand to cover his head, whether the hand is covered by the sleeve or not, the head is considered covered, and he can even recite blessings in this manner. When attending a bathhouse, it's permitted to go without a kippah when a person is in the inner part of the bathhouse, but when in the outer sections, his head should remain covered. The Rambam taught that the reasons for covering the head is to remind us that the Shekhinah is overhead, and since it's forbidden to speak words of Torah in an unclean place, such as a bathhouse, it wouldn't be applicable here. Kaf HaChaim Sofer recommends using the hand to cover the head even when in the inner parts of the bathhouse, since it doesn't involve any hardships and no loss will occur when doing so. Anyone who follows this recommendation will receive a special blessing from heaven. A beach has the same status as a bathhouse, so at a beach or a pool, it's allowed to go bareheaded. When exiting the water, it's allowed to remain without a kippah until he gets to where he left his clothing, then he should cover his head. If someone goes to a beach but doesn't swim or go into the water, he has to keep his head covered at all times. When speaking of a beach or a pool, we're strictly referring to a secluded beach or a beach or a pool that remains separate of men and women. In the event where a person remains bareheaded, such as while he's getting a haircut, and he hears someone reciting a blessing, it's allowed for him to respond to men, and it's even allowed to respond to Kaddish. It's even allowed to think about Torah topics in these situations while the head is uncovered. With this being said, it should leave us with the thought to always try and keep in mind that every action we do should be done while keeping HaShem and the mitzvot in mind, never to stray from the Torah, that there's always an eye that's watching, so that we can all reach higher levels one step at a time and become closer to HaShem.